Hey, Bryce Tubbs here. I just want to come to you to tell you how to avoid this mistake when you're opening up your own bookkeeping firm. And it's really a business planning mistake that most accountants, bookkeepers, EAs, even tax professionals make when they're making that transition from, corporate America or even from a different industry, and they're starting to open up their accounting slash bookkeeping firm. Now, hopefully this video is going to be very helpful for you to kind of just open your eyes as to what is the thing that moves the needle forward for our business. I've owned my business for about 7 years now. And if I had known this when I first got started, it would have probably saved me a lot of wandering around networking events, a lot of driving from city to city with like my stack of like brochures and flyers and business cards. And that's the main reason why I make videos like this. Now, a lot of these videos are really great information and a lot of like free stuff to just show you how to like go and grow your business. But if you want to be able to grow a lot faster and you want some personalized slash custom tailored support, go ahead and click on the link inside the description below to book a call with me. On that call, we're just going to take a look at your situation and see what is the actual thing you need to do to go and reach your goal, whether that's more time for, to spend with your children, whether that's time to travel, whether that's more money in the bank, even if it's just a mixture of all of these things. Like if you want to know how to go and reach that in the shortest time period possible, it helps to go along with someone who's already been where you're trying to go. So if that's you, go ahead and click on the link and I'll see you inside the video. Now, just kind of talking about this. Okay, so the biggest thing I see most financial just people from a financial background, whether they're a bookkeeper, accountant, a CFO in a company, most of us have really great skills at steering the ship, but we're a little bit weaker in driving and hitting the accelerator on the ship. So oftentimes what happens, like I remember there was one gentleman when he first joined my mentorship program, he was like, dude, like, this stuff is kind of basic. I'm advanced. And I'm like, yeah, but, you might be advanced in corporate America and running companies that are, multiple hundreds of million, 10 million, 100 million, however many millions, even billion-dollar companies. But when you come to owning your own business, it's a totally different skill set. Okay. Because when you're running a large business, it's more about like steering. So it's already moving. You have the wind at your sails. It's pushing you forward. You have motors and engines. You have departments of people who are actively driving and pushing the pedal down to make the business go faster. And your job is just to look at the metrics and the numbers to steer the ship and make sure that we don't crash into the iceberg. When you're starting a business, however, the skill set that you actually need is to be able to press your foot down on the accelerator. And most accountants and bookkeepers are just like kind of punched in the face when they enter the business realm because they don't have that skill set developed. So the skill set of being able to go out and network, being able to go and drive sales, being able to have tough conversations with business owners who are going to be paying them money. Now, whenever I say networking, I don't necessarily mean like networking events. I mean the process of going and building active friendships and relationships with business owners that are going to pay you money. Now, if you're really good at steering, you just have to kind of come in with an open mind, just understand you're going to be starting from the bottom with a new skill set. Now, that does not mean that you're at a disadvantage or, you're not good at it or that you're not a salesperson or you're not like a marketer. Don't even say stuff like that. It's just you're starting over and you have to build a new skill set. It's the same as if like, so say for example, you have a young child and they're trying to do gymnastics. Just because they can't do a backflip on day number one doesn't mean they're not a gymnast. They just have to go and develop the gymnastics skill set. They have to go and learn the balance beam. They have to go learn the tumbling routines. They have to go and learn the parallel bars, the uneven bars, the rings, whatever the sport thing is called. I only know a couple events. But it's the same thing, right? Where a lot of people struggle is that they immediately say, oh, I'm not good at sales. And they kind of like limit their activity in there. They limit their exposure. They don't really put themselves out there as much. They're really nervous to talk when what you need to be doing instead is like, hey, understand, yeah, it's a learning process. If you're going at this thing alone, like it's going to take you a little while to learn how to go and talk to them, learn what to say, learn how to respond. If you say the price is like $500 or $1,000 a month and they kind of have like a hissy fit, or they're kind of just like, whoa, what's the value? Or they kind of ghost you. all these like little kind of micro things. Now, if you're working with someone like myself, I can just give you that shortcut. I can tell you, okay, this is what you're supposed to expect. This is why that person goes. Here's the time frame it's going to take for them to actually get back to you. Here's how you can actually prevent them from ghosting in the first place. Here's how you actually deliver your price. Here's what to say on the sales consultation. Here's how to get a better sales consultation. So you're not talking to someone who's only making like 4 or 5 figures a year. Here's how you actually get in front of the 6, 7, and 8 figure people. And that way, if you're good at steering, like steering the ship, like from corporate America, and you want to go and grow the business faster, you get in line with someone like that. And I just give you all the steps to put the foot on the gas pedal, and then it allows you to be able to grow faster. For example, I remember when Melissa, she's a student inside the mentorship program, was coming, and she actually, and I'll tell a story about Eileen, and she was really, really good, right? So she's been like a finance director for a number of years, but she was having so much trouble getting people to say yes. And, she was kind of saying like, I think it's like a confidence thing, or it's, I'm an introvert. And really what it came down to was she just didn't really know how to cause someone to make a decision on the phone. So she had like 6 consultations in a row where they would say, oh, let me get back to you. And they kind of never did. So what we had to do is I just sat her down and took her through some practice examples of, okay, so if they say this, here's how you respond. If they say this next, here's what they actually mean. Once you know what they mean, here are the different like paths you can take them, and then say, okay, is it either this or this? And based on where they go, it's like, I just basically gave her like an action map, so that she could create her own story every single time that she wanted to get someone to pay her money. It's almost like, I don't know if you there's like certain books, like adventure books, where it's like choose your own adventure. And then if you know inside, you can just go whoop or voop or voop or voop. And it's like all these like just really easy, really simple decision patterns that you can kind of use in order to get to where you want to go and ultimately have the best outcome. So I just give people those decision trees and exactly how to say them and exactly when to say them, so that you feel really, really confident when you're sitting in front of them. And when you're sitting in front of that business owner that's, doing 5 million a year, and they can be a little bit intimidating, if you're competent enough to know what to say and when to say it, it makes everything so much easier. And that's when, like, after she had gone through her first 6 consultation and we started working together, she closed 7 out of 8 people at her $500, $1,000. I think she had like one for like 750. It was a little while ago, so I don't remember the exact numbers, but she closed like 7 out of 8 people, just straight from that, because she just had that inner competence. And when from that competence, she became confident. Okay, competence leads to confidence. Most people are trying to go and become a confident, and they're wondering why they're having trouble. It's because they haven't really gained the skill set, right? The competence. Competence means that you know what you're doing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as like when you're doing your accounting and bookkeeping. Generally, if you've been doing accounting and bookkeeping for a long time, you don't walk into your job and be like, oh, I wonder if I can do this today. It's like, no, this is just what I do. I've done a lot of practice. I know exactly what I'm doing. I do this every single day. It's the same thing when you get competent at sales. It's just like, you don't worry about whether or not the person's going to say yes or no. You don't really care. It's just almost like breathing. It's like, I do this every day. Person's either going to say yes or they're going to say not right now, and then just follow up with them and then give me money. And that's really the big mistake I see most people making, right? It's they just don't understand that they're starting from the bottom in the skill set called driving, and they have to go and assemble those skills. Now, if you're able to know this ahead of time, you're going to be in a really, really, really great position. Hopefully this video has been helpful and has just kind of tweaked your mind into like looking at things slightly differently, and just really understanding that it's not that you're like not a salesperson. It's just you don't have the skill set of sales yet. And that's a-okay. You can go and develop this. Now, if you want some help going and growing your business, go ahead and click on the link inside the description below to book a call with me to see if I can help you out. If I can't help you out, I'm going to make sure you have a game plan and you have an action plan of what to do, and I'll point you in the direction of someone who can help you out. So if that's you, I'll talk to you soon. If you're not quite ready, that's a-okay. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.